Yeah. All right. Okay. You gonna hang out with me today? Huh? All right. Let's. Looks like we're good to go here. Good to go. Good to go. Good to go. What, honey? So we'll give everyone a few moments to. Hi, Arthur. Thanks for joining. Hey, Randall. Thanks for joining. Give everyone a couple of seconds to get on, or a minute or so, whatever. Thank you so much for everyone that's here right now. I really appreciate it. Oh, sweet. Thanks, Arthur. Thanks for the gifts, everyone. I appreciate it. So it is Thursday, and I hope everyone is having a really great week so far. And I typically am not the type of person that wishes time to go away very fast. Thank you, Linda. No, it actually shows up as Facebook user. Craziest thing. StreamYard is just crazy. Hi, Randall. Thanks for joining. So I'm not one to typically like wish time away, or, you know, hope that today goes by fast, because I really try to, even though I'm excited and I look forward to things that are coming up, um, I like to sit and I like to appreciate. My camera's crazy. Let's see if that helps. Oh, there we go. I know I still look fuzzy, but whatever. But this week I have been wishing and hoping every moment to go faster, because super excited about this weekend. So I'll give you a little bit of backstory. And this is really relevant to people that are building a business, online, in person, whatever. Most of us are online, so we'll stick to online, right? So earlier this year, I was in a coaching group, and with someone highly respected in the online space, and really good, genuine person. And in the program that they ran, they broke us up into accountability groups. And she chose the groups. We didn't, she knew all of us because she knew everyone that was coming into the 4-month coaching program, right? But we didn't know each other. I don't think most of us didn't know each other, right? So she wanted to clump everyone into accountability groups. And so I ended up getting put into an accountability group with 2 women that I never heard of them before, never had any exposure to them, anything like that. And it couldn't have been a better joining, in my opinion. So we really embraced the weekly accountability. We got on weekly calls with each other. We set up a group chat, and really just supported each other through, many, many months. And actually, to this day, we're still, I would consider friends at this point. So, well, for a long time, I'd consider us being friends. So the first time that the 3 of us decided to get together, we went camping in the mountains for 4 days with 2 people that we never met in person, right? Because of the power of the relationship that we built online, and talking about, whatever we were talking about, business stuff, life stuff, like all of this stuff, right? Things that we were struggling with, things that we were proud of, our personal lives, our professional lives. Like, we truly worked with each other and built up our personal brand with each other, right? And oh, thanks, Arthur. And so building up your personal brand as well as your mindset is extremely important when you're building an online business, because you want people to know you for you, right? And keep that thought in mind, right? You want people to know you for you, because after I finish the story, I'm going to circle back to that, and I'm going to talk about some conversations that I've had with. Oh, thanks, Taylor. I'm going to talk about some conversations that I've had this week with private clients, my group clients, as well as some of my affiliate marketing friends, because they've all kind of, it seems kind of weird how that happens, right? But they've all just kind of intersected, and they've all just been very similar. So, um, building an online business. Oh, thanks for the fire, Aria. I really appreciate that. So, building a personal brand, building an online business, and mindset, right? So keep those three things in mind. So I'm going to circle back to them. So I believe we started in March, right? Started our weekly calls, our group chat, like all that stuff. And one of us suggested we should meet in person. So in June, we met in person. And thanks, Randall. Um, and went camping for 4 days. And for me, I'm not sure how much of you know this. I'm not sure how much of you may know this about me, but I'm an introvert. Um, Not an extreme introvert, I wouldn't say, but I'm definitely an introvert. So for me to go for 4 days and spend time with two people that I've never met, um, to want to do that is huge, right? Because even my dear friends that I love, 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 I sometimes regret making plans with them just because my little introvert gets in my mind and she's like, "No, just stay at home on the chair and read," right? Um, Not because of social anxiety or anything like that. Just I think because what I do for work and what I do online, like I'm engaged with people all the time. So sometimes my social battery is just running low. I think that's probably like the biggest thing. Um, my One of my really good friends calls it, I make plans with people in my extrovert moments, and my introvert, they kind of battle each other. Um so we met in person. So had a great weekend. For me, it was like spending time with people I've known all my life. Like, didn't want to come home. Missed my kids, but didn't want to come home. It was huge, powerful, huge, huge, huge. So we've gotten together a few times since then. And at some point in time, there was one other person that was in our coaching group with us. And we talked to this person and invited them into our our little group, right? And so we had planned to get together again, I believe in July, maybe in August, I'm not really sure. And that person couldn't make it because they got COVID, which really stinks, right? So, um, introvert gang, nice, Natalia. Um, I don't know if you are like a, a real far side introvert. I'm more like an ambivert. I definitely ride the line of both. Um, oh, thanks, Arthur. So so the three of us got together, had a great time, did a lot of business stuff. Hi, Annette. Thanks for joining. Your name shows up, which is awesome. Um, so we got together, had a great time, had a great weekend, and plan to do it again. But the house that we go to is in New York, and plan to do it again, I think in September, maybe. I think it was September. Yes, it was September. She had COVID, so then we couldn't go. So Jill, who's one of the people that are in the Whiskey Fire group, um, her and I got together, and we live fairly close to each other. So her and I got together and we hung out for an afternoon and actually created some my favorite all-time piece of short form video content, right? It was purposely a blooper, and it it couldn't have come out better if we tried, right? All in one take. It was awesome. If you want to check it out, let me know. I'll send you the link to the video. It is absolutely hilarious, right? So, long story short, the reason why I'm excited and the reason why I've been wishing this time away, which I don't usually ever do, I usually stay in the moment, I enjoy the moment. I definitely, naturally am very a mindful person. However, this week I have wished every second to go by faster because tomorrow I'm driving to New York and we're doing our mastermind, our Whiskey Fire mastermind. So we're gonna jive on business, we're gonna jive on life, we're gonna have some fun. We're going to get up to some shenanigans. We're going to create some content, all that stuff. So I'm super, super, super excited about that. So just had to share that with you guys. So building your personal brand, right? One thing I've noticed for me, building my personal brand, thanks for the rose, Natalia. One thing for me, I've noticed several things, but one thing for me I've noticed about building my personal brand is my, for those of you who don't know, since 2006, I have worked for myself. I have my own business. I'm a licensed clinical social worker, providing therapy, um, life coaching, group coaching. I've worked with the elderly. I've worked with kids. I've worked with children with autism. I've worked in a hospital. I've worked in a locked facility. Like I've got a lot of different experience. I've gone to people's homes. I still go to people's homes. So I have a lot of experience in the mental health field, in the people field, right? Which is why I'm very excited to bring the mindset piece to online. Um, so, but that has that piece of me has been working against me because that piece of me, the relationship is one-sided, right? The people that come to work with me in my therapy business, right? It is all about them. It is not about me. I don't talk about me. I don't share about me. If they ask me a question, oh, thanks for the cup of coffee. Um, Thanks for the gifts, everyone. I appreciate it. So that relationship is definitely one-sided. It is all about them. However, and that's really, I'm so conditioned to not talk about me that building my personal brand online and sharing who I am, what's important to me, what's going on in my life has been something, it doesn't come natural. And it doesn't come natural because, again, for 22 years, more than 22 years, I have been conditioned that it's all about the person you're working with. It's not about you. However, building a personal brand, it's it is all about me letting you guys get to know me, right? Um, all right, all have fun on your live, Annette. Thank you. Yeah, it'll be in the group. Check it out. Um, so you do want to share about you as you're building your business online, as you're building a personal brand. Um, and actually, in real life, I don't really talk about. Oh, thanks for it. Thanks, Maria. Thanks for the rose. I appreciate that. And in real life, I don't tend to talk about myself too much. Um, just I just naturally don't. I'm not. I'm not a big small talk person. I'm not a big like every thought that crosses my mind I share with people. Like that just doesn't come naturally to me. So building my personal brand online, I've had to work really hard to make sure I'm doing that, to make sure I'm sharing personal stories, right? Because that's what people want. They want that connection, right? So that's crucial. You can choose what you share and you can choose what you don't share, right? Obviously. Um, there are some things that are going to be like off the table that you're not going to share, right? Publicly. But you need to make that determination, right? Um, so I'm working on improving that part of myself, sharing about my kids and sharing about the fun stuff, the stupid stuff, the silly stuff, the important stuff, right? The serious stuff. I'm working on improving that as far as improving my personal brand. So, and as you're building your personal brand, this is what's going to happen. You are going to start sharing things. You're going to start building your audience. You're going to start reading things that other people are posting. And it's going to do like, it's going to trigger, it's going to trigger something in here. And this is what I call the emotional trash can that we all carry around, right? It's all of the bad shit that has happened throughout our life. The emotional trash has been given to us by the people who raised us, by our coaches, by our teachers, by our friends, by our peers, um, by TV, by social media, right? All of that emotional trash and leads to limiting beliefs. It leads to false beliefs. It leads to negative self-talk. Um, I'm sure there's a lot of technical terms for all that stuff, but I'm not going to use them. Um, because unless you've read a book or unless you've had training, you don't know what those terms are anyways. So, um, I don't like to make people Google things because they don't understand what I'm talking about. So, building a personal brand, building an online business is like riding a roller coaster. You never quite know where you're. Hi, Katie. Thanks for joining. Um, you never quite know where the ride is going to take you, right? Um, and building an online business, your your end goal is your end goal, right? I mean, for most people, your end goal is to financially support yourself, whether you want to make enough money to go on a vacation every year or oh, thanks, Katie. Yeah, that was a hell of a virus. I'm so glad I'm feeling 100%. Um, thank you. I appreciate that. Um, so whatever your end goal is your end goal, right? And for I think most people building an online business, your end goal is to create wealth, right? So, but it's not like you're going to be making sales every single day. So, but if you focus on letting people know who you are, why you are, how you think, why you think, the cool stuff that's going on in your life, the things that you might not like that are going on in your life, right? Um, Struggles you've overcome, struggles you're going through, all of that stuff, happy things, funny stories, all of that stuff is your personal brand. But it's going to bring up that emotional trash can. And that's where your mindset can become wonky, right? Because that negative self-talk is going to come in and it's going to say to you like, you're not good enough, you don't deserve this. um, who are you to be telling people what they should do, how they should do it, how a product will help them? um, Nobody cares, nobody wants to hear your voice, you look terrible on that video, right? Like all of these negative self-talks will start coming in. Then you know what's going to happen. um, then you know what's going to happen is people are going to start commenting and your words are going to be on the screen. And you're going to read comments from people that say things like, you should go to the gym and lose weight. Maybe you should get a husband. Maybe you should get a wife and you wouldn't have to struggle. Maybe you should this. Maybe you should that. Maybe you should this. Maybe you should that. Right. And for some reason, your negative self talk is coming through in other people's comments. And that is going to throw you into the depths of despair that you're not even going to be prepared for, right? Because they're already thoughts and negative self-talk that you're having with yourself. So if you believe it and they're seeing it and they're saying it, it's got to be true, right? Bullshit. It's not true at all, right? Not true at all. There are so many people out there that are so tough hiding behind a screen with the keyboard, right? So tough, right? But think about this. How many people How many people would walk up to you in the food store line and say, "Hey, fat ass, do you need to buy those cookies?" No, they wouldn't, right? Because in person, yes, you can have mean people in person. Yes, you can have the Karens, right? Sorry for everyone whose name might be Karen. That's just, you know what I mean? We're all hearing that. Um, but the majority of people would not come up and say something so unkind. Just like the majority of people that are online are not going to be unkind. In my experience, I've been doing this since May of 2021. In my experience, most people are going to be supportive. And you know what? The beautiful thing is, if people start typing out your own negative self talk and your own false beliefs, they're only going to bother you because you're already thinking them. You're already thinking them. So thanks for the key, Randall. So that's the piece in your personal branding that is the number one thing that you should be working on. And I will say you should be working on. It's helpful if you can find an accountability group, a good dear friend, um, somebody, coach, mindset coach like myself, right? Um, somebody that knows, somebody that's going to take the time to get to know you, somebody that's going to ask the questions. Now, everyone has their different style on how they work with people, right? Thanks, Arthur. Um, I come on here twice a week. I talk about mindset. I talk about what I'm seeing in the field. I'm talking about what I'm seeing in the online space. And in a generic fashion, the best I can give you is some tips, tricks, tools, strategies, right? But the benefit to working with someone in a more intimate fashion, whether it's one-on-one or whether it's in a group, right? Or in real life, if you find a coach in real life, right? The benefit to that is they are going to help you figure out a way to use the tools, right? Figure out a way to help you use the strategies that they're talking about. Help you to figure out ways to use the framework that they're talking about. And that's what I'm able to do in the people that come into my world. Is I don't there's a few strategies that I use consistently, and I have used consistently throughout the years because I know for a fact they work and they're very organic. Um, and anybody can do them, right? Anybody can do them. You don't have to have any special skills, but there's very few of those, right? So one thing I do pride myself on when I work with people in a more one-on-one or group setting is really getting to know them as a person as much as they're willing to share with me. So that way I can provide them with tools, strategies, techniques that they are going to be more apt to use because they're already working with their skills, right? Thanks, Aria. Um, yeah. So it's one of the biggest, and I was just having this conversation with a very dear friend in the affiliate marketing space. I consider him a friend. Um, he is one of my biggest cheerleaders, and um, he's just a great guy. Um, we were having a conversation yesterday, and there are so many people and he is having the similar conversations to me. There are so many people in the online space that are frustrated and ready to give up because they're not achieving their final end goal, which is to make money, right? Sometimes your process is just needing tweaking a little bit. Sometimes your conversation process just needs tweaking a little bit. Sometimes your message just needs tweaking a little bit, right? So for everybody, it's different. And the great part about me having a business for as long as I've had, I know all of these ups and downs when it comes to sustaining, right? Financial stability. I know what that feels like. Um, because being an entrepreneur is not like being an employee, right? You're not guaranteed a paycheck at the end of the week. Just not, right? So you have to get on the roller coaster and build up some strength, right? Some mindset strength in order to be able to ride the ride, because there will be ebbs, there will be flows, right? So interestingly enough, I was having a conversation with someone yesterday, and they were asking about ways to stop doing something that was negatively impacting them, right? So that is an extremely easy answer. It's not easy to do, but it's an extremely easy answer. If you are doing something consistently and the same thing keeps happening, you need to stop doing what you're doing. I mean, that's a very basic plan. if you're if you're building an online business and you are creating content, and your content is not going anywhere, your content's not helping anyone, your content is not bringing people into your world, your content's not hitting the way that you want it to hit, then you got to change your content. You're delivering a different message, right? So let's bring that back to things in real life. If you are, here's a conversation I had with someone last week. Their goal was they wanted to lose 40 pounds. They wanted to improve their relationship with their significant other. And this was their three goals that they established with working with me. And they wanted to, so they wanted to lose 40 pounds. They wanted to improve their relationship with their significant other, which they defined as being toxic because of their behaviors, self-identified because of their behaviors. And the third one was they wanted to be able to take their skills that they currently do in their full-time job, and they wanted to take those skills and they wanted to apply them online and build an online business, right? Now, what they do in real life is actually really cool. It's going to be a highly specialized niche because it's not something I see too often online, which is actually really exciting because I think it'll be an up and coming thing that we see. Um, but so I was pretty excited, right? Pretty excited that they chose to work with me. Um, they committed to 3 months to 12 weeks. And my first question to them was, what's your plan to achieve all those things? And they started throwing technical terms at me. They started like up here for what they were going to do. And I let them talk for about 20 minutes. And I looked at them and I said, no, you're not doing any of that. Not doing any of that. I'm like, first of all, so I I asked them the industry term. I said, do you even know what that means? No. Then why are you using it? So we broke that down. Then I said to them, what is getting in the way of you not losing the 40 pounds, healthily? So what's getting in the way every single day of you achieving that goal? Well, and then came 15 excuses as to why. And I said, no, the one thing that's getting in the way of you achieving that goal is you. You are choosing to stay comfortable where you are right now because it's benefiting you. They agreed with me. They agreed with me to stop using the big industry terminology, right? That they didn't even know what they were talking about. And so then after we worked on like the mindset stuff, then after we went and we talked about like their business plan and how they were going to achieve that. And so that was really exciting. So talked about, things that I have to offer, different products. Thanks, Taylor. Um, I talked to them about like different products, different, things that I have to promote, different courses, different, like all this stuff, right? Talk to them about how all of that, like all of that business stuff that I have, that if they feel like it's a good fit, and why it's working for me and why I continue to do it the way that I do it. They were super excited about that. So it was a really good hour that we spent jamming out on stuff. So we were able to really tap into their mindset, right? And what's keeping them stuck in their mindset. And the thing that they've been wanting to do an online business for since 2020, right? So for going on 3 years, right? It's going to be 2023 soon. So, and it had nothing to do with, the pandemic or anything like that. It's just, it was, excuse me, it just coincidental timing that 2 years ago they wanted to do that. They have a really long commute. They live here in New England, um, and they don't want to do that anymore. So that was really, really cool to be able to intersect both of my experiences, both of um, my hats, so to speak, right? My mindset, my online business hat, and intersect those and really get someone going on um, achieving what they want to achieve. And the number one thing I talked to them about was, um, well, first of all, we talked about what they're going to do to improve their plan to lose weight, right? We jammed out on that, structured that out for them. Then we talked about improving their relationship with their significant other. Talked about ways for them and how that tied into like their mindset, right? Um, and then we talked about their business plan. So super, super excited, super, super excited. So that was the three things I just wanted to talk to you guys about today was building a personal brand, being prepared for your mindset being taxed, being prepared for your mindset to be like really just messed with, right? Because as you're sharing your story and as you're building a personal brand and as you're telling people who you are, it's really going to bring up a lot of shit. So be prepared for that. Um, and then your business plan. Really, guys, really, really, really focus on your process. Try not to focus on your end goal because it's your process that's going to get you to your end goal. Once you fine tune your process, your success will come. So, super excited to be here today. Super excited for my mastermind this weekend. super excited to bring back to you what I bring back to you. And I will see you guys all again on Monday.